Well, it's day 56, I think, and we are packing up here beside a Lick Creek, and we're getting ready to head out. We're going to be doing 16 and a half-ish today up to Jenkins shelter. We got about a 5-mile climb out of here. Hopefully it's going to be gradual. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to have to climb it regardless, so we'll have a positive attitude and move forward, and we'll check in with you up the trail. Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, we're still going. It's still before noon. We are working our way uphill to, I believe it's Chestnut Knob shelter, and we just stepped out of the woods. So the trip this morning has been modulated between gradual and less gradual uphills, but once we make our way to the shelter, which I think is on this ridge right up here, then we're going to be on a ridge, and we'll be just ambling along today for the rest of the day and should be able to make really good time. So it's been a good day of hiking so far. Just got off the phone with Beth and Griffin and Taylor. That was kind of cool. Had a brief amount of service, so when you got service, you try to make a phone call. But anyway, we're heading on up the trail, and we'll talk to you soon. Well, it's still trudging uphill. This is the look back to where we came from. There's a little blue blaze right there. There's a pond and water source back over there, but I think we're good for now. Hawkeye and another guy that we've been bouncing around have headed on up. I stopped to talk to a couple of folks. Trawler, and gosh, I can't remember her name. But anyway, I'm heading up, probably about a mile to go to the shelter. And then once we get to the peak of this thing, we're essentially done, I think, climbing big stuff today. We'll have ups and downs. We'll be on a ridge. We'll go down a little bit and then up a little bit, just undulating. But it's kind of a pretty path to go up through this field and see wide open space, at least on several sides. Thought I would share it with you. Well, I think I have made it to the top. Over here to the left is the Chestnut Knob shelter. I'll show you around inside before we leave, but I'm gonna sit down and eat and have some water. We should have a really nice view up here. Wind's blowing a little bit, but it's still comfortable. And in theory, this is all the climb that we got today. And there's a privy in the back. Awesome. All right, so this is the inside of Chestnut Knob shelter. We have had our lunch, and we're gonna plow on down the trail. We were looking to hit Jenkins shelter tonight, I think, but depending on how we feel, given some weather coming in, given the fact that there's no water at Jenkins shelter, we might push on, we might not. This is gonna be one of those days that we get to where we were planning to go and call an audible, and we'll certainly keep you posted of where we're headed. So we'll talk to you just shortly. I'm gonna take a good picture outside the shelter once we get out there, because there's a phenomenal view from right outside, but we came in to eat just because the wind's whipping right up here on this ridge. Well, this is the view from the top right here behind the shelter. I would love to have sat here at this picnic table to have my lunch, but the wind is whipping up here. So we're gonna press on and go down the trail. But I did want you to see, I'm gonna zoom in and just pan just a minute. Hang on a sec. This is too beautiful not to see. All right, now we'll see if we can pan carefully across this farmland down here and the mountains in the background. Wow, how absolutely beautiful is that? Well, Hawkeye just was looking off to the left and said, man, that's pretty. And it is, and man, it's straight down right there too. Holy cow. But yes, beautiful farmland up here in Virginia. I'm assuming that our trail is probably gonna follow this ridge line right here. That's just my best guess, but we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you posted. Well, this is our ridge walk so far, coming off of Chestnut Knob. And, it's been a beautiful trip. I figure this is probably what we're going to be doing for a little while. Nice, reasonably clear path. A few roots here and there at the moment. And the grass on either side. Just going to be hugging this ridge line, I think, for a while. I'm not absolutely certain, but I'm pretty sure that's the way of it. Makes for some fairly decent walking. Well, still plowing along that ridge line, interspersed with rocks. There's a little bit more up and down to it than I kind of gleaned from our maps, but it's been doable. And we're plowing on forward. But I wasn't expecting all these rocks up here. But typically they're large and not too hard to traverse. Better than the trail that looks like a pile of riprap going through the woods, that's for sure. Still moving along the ridge. It's pretty off to both sides. Right now I don't have a view. But we still got the farmland view off to the left, and then you can see a little bit of this valley down here to the right. And I think this is pretty much about it for the afternoon. We'll see. Well, this is kind of indicative of what we've been dealing with. It's been very rocky today. I was hoping to sail across, and no such luck. Right down here, and this is straight down about 50 or 60 feet. Big rocks down there, cliff right here. Just an absolutely gorgeous day of hiking, except for the rocks. But you know, the ones that we're not having to walk over and around are rather beautiful. But anyway, we're making the best of it. We're making pretty decent time, I think, all things considered. And we'll get to where we need to be when we need to be there. Well, still looking over rocks down below us. Big ones right there. We're still climbing over rocks. Whoever thought this was going to be a nice, easy ridge walk fooled me. This has been rugged, and it's exacerbated by the fact that we're near out of water. In fact, I think Hawkeye is out of water. I've got just a few swallows left, and I think we're about 3.5 miles from a small stream. Maybe less, I don't know. We do have a road crossing. Hawkeye's hoping for trail magic, but I'm not getting my hopes up. But we'll see what we see when we get down there. The downside of that is if we cross the road, we're probably going to be going up for a little while after that. All right, so this is what's in front of us. I think we skirt around in front of this big rock in front. I don't think we have to go up in between that. But who knows? We'll be surprised. We met 3 of the nicest ladies. I was kind of joking, asked them, they were coming the other way. I asked them if they'd seen a magic water source anywhere. Of course, they were day hiking or section hiking, I'm not sure which. And they all had extra water, so they helped us to get to about half a liter each, which was absolutely awesome. So, oh, I was wrong. And there's a blowdown right in front of it. How about that? Well, we're going up there, so I'm going to put my phone up. But here's the huge rock outcropping about 25 feet tall that we're going up and over. All right, still walking through rocks, but I had to show you this. Thankfully, we're not at the moment up on top of them, but absolutely gorgeous coming down through here, except for sometimes treacherous footing and the need to be to a water source. But it is beautiful nonetheless. God is good. He has blessed us with this opportunity to be out here, and we're thankful for that. We try to be ever mindful of it. Ooh, misstep there. But anyway, we're heading on towards something. There's a shelter in front of us where we had planned to stop tonight, and we'll just have to evaluate there how we're feeling and whether or not we want to try to push forward and go to a campsite a few miles further. That'll knock a few miles off tomorrow, or give us the opportunity to add in a few miles to the end of it tomorrow to get closer to Trent's Grocery in a couple of days. That's a place where we'll plan to camp, we hope, but they also have some food there, so it'll be kind of nice to have a cheeseburger or a pizza, or you know, that kind of thing that you get at a kind of a fortified gas station sort of a place. But, anyway, moving on forward. Great weather. The breeze gets down in here a little bit sometimes and kind of cools you off because I'm sweating, but we're making progress. Well, still plowing forward towards Jenkins shelter. We just got to the water source we've been trying to get to for 5 miles, and there was no water. It was a big rocky area. You could see where water should be coming down through the middle of it all. And we were sitting there thinking, well, this is not good, because we thought that was the water source for the shelter. And then Hawkeye, true to his name, looking down the hill a bit and said, oh, there's some down there. So we kind of had to bushwhack our way through some rhododendron, and I drank about 1.5 liters, and I packed out 1 liter. Come to find out, there's a water source about 1/10 of a mile beyond the shelter, so no sense in carrying water for a mile when you can carry it for 1/10 of a mile, even if you're going backwards. So we're on our final approach, I think, for Jenkins shelter. We had thought about going farther today, and I'll be honest, some days of hiking are like this. We thought that after we got that up on Chestnut Knob, we'd just be sailing across the ridgeline, and did not factor in the rockiness and the roughness of that terrain. It really slowed us down a lot. It's probably going towards 4 o'clock. It's 5:01, never mind. So yeah, we're definitely not going any farther than Jenkins shelter. We were going to try to cut into our day a little bit tomorrow, but I don't think there's a point in it. We'll just keep our plan that we had and work it. Potential for some rain in the next couple of 3 days. Not as much tomorrow, more I think the following day. And we'll just, we'll take it as it comes and see what happens. We'll make the best of whatever we got, whether the sunshine is yellow or liquid. All right, so we have met a crowd of folks here. We've had a blast eating supper and meeting and greeting with everybody. There's a lot of section hikers. Oh, wave, everybody, wave. We got some section hikers. We got some through hikers. We got a little bit of everybody. We've got a German Shepherd back down here somewhere. We've been hiking around with these guys most of the day today. But I'm going to call it a night tonight here at Jenkins Shelter. We've made it. We're not going to go any farther. We'll do our 15 or 18 or whatever, 20, 12, I don't know what it is tomorrow, and just stay on the track we've done. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.